All right, what's up, fam? I had to do this video here. This is a very helpful video, health-wise. You know, a lot of y'all, some of y'all got a lot of prep stuff. You got prep rice and stuff, canned goods and all that in your house. And us, we got a lot of beans and rice. So my point was saying this, have y'all seen this right here? Yeah. These little microscopic bugs are called weevils. They're like rice weevils. So what happens, yeah, this is an airtight container, but what happens is that evolution happens sometimes. And what I mean by that, something you got your food products, your dry food products in a airtight container that's sealed with the sealer, right? And then you may open this, let's say a year later, 2, 3, 4, 5 years later, and you look at the bottom and you'll see a lot of these right here. They're called weevils, like rice weevils. Now let's be honest. To the average person, they overlook these things. That's why we're making this video, to give you an awareness, so to speak. Because what does the average person do? They just grab a cup of rice out of their bag, put it in the pot, start cooking, and never realize, man, let me look closely at this rice. Like, I like what my wife does. I don't care what kind of rice it is. My wife takes the rice always, and she washes it before cooking it. Now, let me tell you something, folks. The little weevils, those little bugs, they're harmless to humans. But still, it's still something nasty that make you go, man, I don't want no bugs all on my stuff. So what we do every now and then, let's say every other year, maybe you might even do it every year, we open our container. We come out here, we open our container, take everything out, and we thoroughly clean the inside, not with just soap and water, with like a good chemical like eucalyptus. We clean it thoroughly. And then before we put every bag back, I just did that again for the video's sake. I just cleaned it again because I cleaned all of this already. And then after we clean it with eucalyptus thoroughly inside and outside, then we clean each bag, and I mean every single bag, before we put it back in there. Because those little weevils, they evolve inside your rice. Now, here's another way I'm gonna explain it to you guys. I remember years ago, babe, we was over our daughter's house. We was with her. We had just went to the grocery store with her. And she just bought a small bag of rice.
Oh, yeah,
We was with her. She just bought it off the shelf.
Yeah.
We get back to the house, and she's about to make a pot of rice. And before she cooked it, she had took a cup out of the rice, and she had put it on the table. And then, you know, we talking and this and that. And then I remember my wife went behind her and grabbed the bag of rice and said, hey, how much did you pay for this rice? Because we normally get the big one. And as my wife was looking at it, no, it wasn't a bag. She had poured it in a plastic container.
In a container, yeah.
And when she poured it in the container, you look thoroughly at the rice, because our daughter do what a lot of people do. She just poured the rice. She went in the kitchen and poured the rice right in the pot. She didn't wash. And you said, you gotta wash the rice. And she's like, I just do this. And I said, see, mommy's right. That's what a lot of people do. They just pour the rice right in there. They just pour the dry beans right in there, never washing it. But remember what I said, folks. These weevils, they're very small. To the naked eye, you might not even see them unless you really focus in, because it just looked like dust. But anyway, my wife said, whoa, Ash, you gotta wash the rice. And while you were saying that, you grabbed her bag of rice that she had just bought, and you looked at the rice. And when you looked at the bag, you seen all these little weevils.
Tiny stuff moving.
And then when you showed her, she was disgusted.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I showed her, I said, listen, if you ate something before you did this, look, they harmless to humans. But still, we don't want to know that we eating bugs, right? Mm-hmm. Even though bugs got protein in them. I know that may sound crazy.
Babe, I don't mean to interrupt you, but it's a pretty interesting video I seen years ago. When we used to live back in New Jersey. There was this young girl. She lives in a farm. And she puts up everything in a storage.
Okay.
And she literally had one of these containers.
Okay.
And the reason why she loved these containers is because it's airtight.
Yes.
And she said, for those who buy these containers, everything that you put in there is good up to 5 years. That caught my eye. Like,
see,
what?
Now that's a great example of what she's saying. 5 years, meaning stuff will evolve. I don't care what it is. You got dry foods, stuff will evolve, evolution. So what she's meaning by that up to 5 years or whatever amount of years is that, just like I said, every now and then you should take everything out.
Yeah.
And you thoroughly clean the inside, the outside. You clean your products and stuff, and you dry everything out. What you're doing when you clean it with a good chemical such as eucalyptus or some other whatever stuff you guys got, spray 9, whatever chemical you're using, right? Lysol. What you're doing, you're making it a hostile environment for bugs where they don't want nothing to do with it.
Exactly.
And that's what you want. So once again, I say it one more time. Take my wife's advice, number one, and that is, I don't care what rice you buy, especially if you get long grain rice, right? That's colorful. It's gonna be really hard to see them little weevils if they in the rice. So what I would tell anybody, and remember, the weevils, they're harmless to you anyway, so don't kill yourself about it. Don't go crazy. But still, my wife, she takes a cup of rice, she put it in her hand or she put it in a bowl and she put water on it and she shake that for a while and she go through it with her hand over and over, wash it, and then she rinse it with water, then she put it in a pot. Get used to doing that, folks, if you don't want to deal with these weevil things. And another thing they say to avoid that is, like I said, make it a hostile environment, meaning clean the inside, clean the outside, clean each bag every so often. I don't know what's good for you. Every 6 months, every year, every 2 years, every 3 years, whatever, but do it. Make it a process. And then not only that,
Most important, Papi, also is that, you know how they say on TV that you should be prepping yourself, making sure you put up everything in a storage, and you want to prepare for certain situations that occurs in this world.
Things happen.
So something like this, if it actually lasts for you to put storage in there for a couple of years, do that. You're prepped. It gives you more reason to prep, but every now and then clean up your thing.
Even when we watch these apocalypse movies, if you look at some of them preppers, every now and then when they got stuff organized, they go back in their storage and they start cleaning and wiping off the dust and wiping off stuff, and certain stuff they gotta open it, they gotta re-clean it. That's what you gotta do, folks. But just remember, unfortunately, sometimes you may buy a bag of rice in the store and you think it's fresh. You don't know how long that's been on the shelf.
Exactly.
You don't know how long that rice been in their back storage, and they just put it on the shelf. So what I would encourage anybody, thoroughly look at your bags of rice when you buy them, and even after you buy them, when you come home, look at your bags thoroughly. Look at that bag. Turn it around. Look thoroughly, right? You look at that bag. You should be something like this. You should be doing something like this. When you buy that rice, you should. You should
That's
be moving
right.
it around and looking
That's
thoroughly.
so right.
And if you can't see that good, get yourself a white cloth and put it behind the bag. Because now, when you get the white cloth, you could really see if there was something.
Yeah, 'cause
especially, let's say, I'm sorry, man, I don't mean like I'm cutting
It's
you
okay.
off. Let's
It's
say you
okay.
got a bag of beans. Look, these are black beans. It'd be hard to see that, right? But if I got me a white towel in back of it, oh yeah, I could see now if there was something there. You know what I'm saying? So thoroughly, every now and then, clean your stuff thoroughly and make it like a hostile environment for any bugs to evolve.
Yeah, because like what you say, even if they're in the stores, these packages, they seem to be clean and they probably do clean it, but you never know where it came from.
Yep.
So that's why you gotta make sure that you
Yeah.
clean it.
And when you put
check
stuff,
it and re-clean it.
yes. And when you put stuff back, make sure you put that air tightness back on there. Man, I'm having a hard time. Make sure you air tighten that right back. And even the area where you normally leave it, clean that floor area, clean that shelf area. Because remember, if they evolve once, or any birds built nests or whatever the case, they know that's the area. So you clean that area as well. Hey, it's a public announcement for safety and health. So hey, y'all, get busy. Get busy cleaning up your stuff. That way it lasts longer, folks. And look, once again, I'm gonna say it one more time. Those little bugs are called weevils. It's nothing to be totally scared about. They're harmless to humans, but you can prevent them by thoroughly cleaning. Oh, another way, like I said, thoroughly cleaning inside, outside, and putting them in an airtight place. And like the instruction says, or you could put them in a cold place. Some of your stuff, we freeze them. Then you really ain't got to worry about it.
Exactly.
All right, folks. Peace. Not to scare you, but to warn you, to give you an announcement, to remind you about safety and health with your products. That's all
Almost
it
like
is.
an alert.
Just give you an alert. That's all. Remember, they're not harmless to humans, even if you did eat some. But you don't want to anyway. Peace.